Hey guys, my name's Lauren and I am beyond excited to get to spend the next couple of weeks with you and your Summit small groups learning about scripture and journeying together in our faith. So full disclosure, I'm super old school and my entire life I've had one of those paper planners that helps you keep track of your life, and I recently switched over to a Google Calendar, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I do not like it. Google is aggressive. It's always reminding me 3 times at once, coffee, you have to go to coffee right now. I'm like, get off my back, okay? Google is really hard. I don't really love it because I'm busy, right? I'm too busy for this digital reminder. And to be honest, every person I talk to shares the same story with me. School just started, but we're stressed. We have 10 different things on our list and everything's coming up at us. And that's why I thought this week's gospel from Luke was super relatable. In the gospel, we hear the story of the 10 lepers. Now, if you're not familiar, no worries, I'm gonna spell it out for you. Jesus is walking through a town and he's walking on the outskirts, so he's trying to be super low key. But he's found by these 10 men who are lepers. Now, a leper is someone who's afflicted with leprosy. It's a terrible illness that causes sores to appear on your skin, for your hands and your fingers and your feet to turn black. It's an awful disease, but it's also super contagious. So in the time of Christ, if you had leprosy, you were kicked out of town. You had to stay far away from people. You could have no human contact. So you were basically an exile. You couldn't talk to your family or friends. You definitely couldn't text them because text messaging didn't exist. Jesus hears the desperate cry of the 10 lepers and he tells them, go see the priest. As it turns out, all 10 are healed. And then scripture shares a really key detail. It says 10 were cleansed, but only 1 returned to thank Jesus. Now my first reaction is, what are the other 9 doing? That's insane, you ungrateful jerks. Jesus literally just gave you your entire life back. You haven't seen your family or friends. Y'all, what are you doing? But then I took a step back, as it's always good to do when reading scripture, and I started to think through the situation of the 9. These people have been on the outskirts of town, maybe for months, maybe for years. They'd been away from family and they'd been away from friends. And I'm sure that as soon as they realized their leprosy was gone, that they went sprinting to hug their family members. They went sprinting back to hug their friends. And I'm sure if I went on the scene like a reporter, I was like, hey, I'm Lauren from the New York Times, just need a moment of your time. Are you grateful for Jesus? They'd be like, yeah, absolutely. He's amazing. He's the best. He gave me my whole life back. I love Jesus. I'll never forget him. He's the man, right? And it's not that the lepers didn't feel grateful. They were grateful. And it's not that they didn't think grateful thoughts. They thought grateful thoughts. The problem with the lepers in this story is they didn't take the time to express their gratitude. The 10 lepers were so focused on what was coming up for them next that they failed to return to Jesus and thank them for helping them to get there. And when I started to realize in my life, I'm not actually the 1, I'm actually the 9, it started to make me squirm. The thing is, my family, my friends, everyone is so kind to me. They're always doing little nice things for me, giving me gifts, encouraging me, and to be honest, I hardly ever stop to thank them. I can't remember the last time I wrote a thank you card. And until reading this scripture, to be honest, I didn't really think that was a big deal. But the truth is, scripture warns us that gratitude, when it's not expressed, is experienced by the other person as ingratitude. Even Jesus says, weren't the other 9 all cleansed? Where are they? Why didn't they come back to thank me? When we don't express that we're grateful, when we don't take the time to pause and say thank you to other people, we're not just saying, oh, I didn't have time to say thank you. We're kind of just saying thanks for nothing. So my challenge for myself and for you this week is that we would make it a habit of our lives to express our gratitude. That at every opportunity that comes our way, we would be an extremely grateful, expressive person. So my suggestion is, buy yourself some sticky notes. And every time someone does something nice to you, I want you to write it on a sticky and leave it behind for them. My roommate does this for me all the time, and it makes me feel so bright and joyful and happy and wonderful, and I really appreciate her. So thank you to my roommate. And you can also make one for God, right? If he does something for you and you really appreciate it, write him a sticky and stick it in your journal. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a like. Let us know in the comment section how your guys' Summit small groups are going, and subscribe to our channel. I will see you guys next week.